So this video is all about how to have your best day ever. Now some days you might find that you jump out of bed, ready for your day and able to work through all the challenges that the day brings. But if you're like me, those mornings are rare, very rare. And so this video is about a really simple morning routine that will make your day your best day. We'll talk about the 3 simple things you can do to make this your best day ever. And at the end, we'll talk about one further technique that will help you when you're trying to do deep work. But first, let me explain why I say forget what the YouTube gurus say. You see, their advice is great if you have loads of time on your hands, you're used to building habits. You can start your morning, say, an hour earlier every day, and you've got the discipline to do that. Or you have loads of time in the morning before you start work. But I'm here to tell you all that isn't necessary. It's great to do, and it'll benefit you in the long run. But here and now, to have your best day today, I'm telling you, you don't need to do all that. So there's only 3 things you really need to do to have a great day, and it isn't having a cold shower, getting the perfect coffee, exercising for an hour, or meditating. And let's get right into the first of them. And to have a great day today, the first thing is to start the night before. Because to have a great day today, you need to know what you're going to be doing, what your focus is, what is key to you to get done to have a successful day. And to do that, you really need to have planned the night before. And so what I do is I get to my calendar as I finish work the previous day, work out what my schedule for today should be. I'm careful to plan chunks of time that allow more than enough time wherever I can to get work done, particularly where I know I'm going to find it difficult. I think about when I'm going to plan work in, so I plan it in for times when I feel I'll be willing to do it, able to do it, and I leave gaps around it because lots of things come up during the day and you need to plan for that. You can take this one stage further and actually plan your week out at the end of each week. Each Friday afternoon, I typically plan out my next week as much as I can, and then it's very easy to just tweak that at the end of each day in preparation for the next day. If you do this, you're at least 50% of the way there to having a great day and a great week. But it's all well and good planning. You need to be ready to start your day. And that brings us on to the second key thing you need to do each morning. And that second thing is about getting your body in the mood for working. Now, I'm a lawyer and I used to travel up to the city each day, and that travel used to involve a 20-minute walk to the station this end and a 10-15 minute walk from the station to work the other end. It was only when, after COVID, people working from home more, I found that I wasn't going out, I wasn't walking to the station, and my work suffered for a little while. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to get down to work. So I started to go for a walk round the area before starting work if I was working from home, and that has made a massive difference. It gets you in the right frame of mind for sitting down. It gets rid of all that spare energy that needs to be channeled, and so even a 10-minute walk round the block will get you in the right frame of mind for working. So that's our second key point. So we prepared, we've got our body ready, and that's where our third key routine comes in, because we need our mind ready for focused work. It's so easy when you sit down to work to grab your phone, just check your social media, to get distracted with your emails and not to get down to what you should be doing. So this third technique is about preparing your mind for the day ahead. And the way to do that is to give yourself the opportunity, just a few minutes, to get things out of your head. And the best way I've found to get things out of your head is to write a journal. And so what I do is I get my journal out and I simply start writing. It really doesn't matter what you write. Even if you've got nothing in your head, you just write the first words that come to mind, and you just keep writing for 2 or preferably 3 pages. Just write whatever's in your head, and you'll find that there's lots of negative thoughts, there's lots of things that you have on your mind, there's lots of ideas you've got. Just get them all out on the page. You can do a star next to them if you want to come back to them as points to cover in your to-do list. But the key thing is just to write. And by doing that, you'll get everything that's on your brain out onto a piece of paper, and your mind will no longer be thinking about any of those things, and it'll be ready. It'll be ready for your day. So you've prepared your body, you've prepared your mind, and at that point, you really can start your day. You can look at the first thing on your calendar and get into it. And you'll find you will get into it. If you're like me, there may be a few things that this technique won't be enough to get you to do. There may be some things that you are really procrastinating about and that you're finding really, really difficult to get started on. The technique I've just described in these 3 steps is a very simplified version of my anti-procrastination technique. And if you want to see that technique and the simple steps to take to banish procrastination, then please look at the video that'll be on the screen at the end. But in the meantime, there's one other thing you can do that will really help your day, particularly when you're doing deep work, where you're having to really think about things, where you're having to remember things, or you're having to work on something that's complex. And in those situations, study after study has found that listening to something that is at around 40 hertz will really maximize your attention and your focus. And so the best thing to do is download something on your phone that will give you that 40 hertz in your earphones while you're doing that work, and it'll really help you maximize your focus and your concentration. If you want a really in-depth technique that will banish your procrastination, then look at the video on the screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.